Delicious Games create some games that are most dear to my heart, and when I see that In My Box has insert for them, you bet your ass I want to check it out. What's up everybody, welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel, and of course today, you know from the title, we are checking MESSINA 1347, not the game itself but the insert from In My Box for it. And it has some pretty cool things inside, so yeah, let's get down to the table. Let me show you how the insert looks, what you get with it, and then we'll talk some more about it. Okay, let me show you how insert for MESSINA looks. So, of course, on top we have the rule book and all the sheets that help you understand how the game plays, all the player boards, everything. And it's when you put them, the other components really keep them nice and snugly. As you can see, it's really up there, so they don't like move a lot, and they will stay in the place no matter how you store your games. Then we have the main board that's also in here, and it's held by these little notches and things, so it stays in here really nicely. And then we have the insert itself, and let's start from this part over here. So over here we have these neighborhood tiles. Yes, neighborhood. It says there down here what goes where. So we have these neighborhood tiles. Of course, you will be keeping them face down depending how many players you are going to play. But I usually just store them like this, and then when I set up the game, depending how many players I play, then I would keep them in here, and the rest I would just throw in a box and then clean up later. And then we have the dock box, and the dock box also has a little bit of room for extra stuff, but you can take this out for these type of tiles over here. Can't remember the name of the tiles right now, but it really doesn't matter. And then you can take these off, and you have the docking tiles and the harbor tiles. No, the docking tiles, I think they are called, and all the boats are kept in here. And once you are done, you will just do it like this and put it like so, and then everything goes all around the places, so you just put it back in like that. So next thing, we have these huge thing that goes in two parts. In this upper part, when you slide it and open it, you will find all the coins and all the fire tokens to fight the plague and to pay the costs of whatever it is that you pay in the game. And you also have this part over here that holds all of these, like these citizen tiles, that this will determine where the citizens will show up and what type of rats will spawn where, and all these harbor tokens and everything. Now these, I believe it says down here that 4 harbor tiles, no, yeah, these things do not go here, but I found out that they can fit in here really nicely, and I just keep them in here because I find it's way better, at least for me. So we have that, and then we have this citizen and the plague box that has a little masterpiece inside that you are going to see right now. And that is the number of cubes that will be in each game depends on the number of players. So over here we have these, I think these are for solo play, if I'm remembering correctly. You have all the citizen tokens in here, all the woods and all these red tokens that you can get as minus points. But depending how many players is playing, you will take some of these cubes out. So if you store them like this, then if you are playing 2-player games, you will just take cubes from over here, and down here it says 26 cubes. It tells you how many cubes go in here, but it's actually 16. That's like a misprint. I think I have to tell them about it. I just figured it right now. And yeah, if you play with 3 or 4 players, you will just add cubes depending how many players you are playing, but otherwise just keep them in here. If you are playing mostly 2 players, you will just take this out, take the cubes, and forget about it. But if you are playing like a 4-player game, you just put all these in and you are ready to go. So this is, for me, setup masterpiece, so to say, because this helps out with setup immensely. It's not that like a huge problem, but it helps you set up the game faster. And don't forget about the rule, because sometimes you might forget that not all cubes will be playing in the game. So yeah, Then each player will get their own box, and of course it slides and it opens and everything is held in here inside. As you can see, there's room for even more if some expansions show up one day and you get some new tokens for your for each player. So you keep the 4 of these here. And then we have the lieutenant supply, because this game you don't get all the lieutenants right away. These are called lieutenants. You get just 3 of them, and you have an option to get more of them, so you will just keep them in here. So again, you know, when you set up the game, you don't make you don't forget about the rule and give all the lieutenants to all the players, stuff like that. So they are kept in here. Over here we have a quarantine box that keeps quarantine tiles. These are your quarantine tiles that will be just sitting here waiting for you to get them. And the last thing is a workshop box, which is insane because it's like multi-layer part thing. So you take the lid up from it, and then you also slide it like this, and it fits really snugly, which is nice. And then you can put it like this, and you have your number 1 and number 2 workshop buildings, and you will of course flip them face up. I just keep them face down because for this video, so you understand what goes where and how it looks. And yeah, once you are done with it, you will just put it like this. Wait just a second, I'm a little crazy stupid right now. Yeah, like this. So, and you just put this up, slide it, and they're locked. And that's the insert for MESSINA 1347. Okay, so that was insert from in my box for MESSINA. I really like when I have a game that I love and I have insert that can store it really nicely. And in my box did it again. They even did some nice things that I want to mention once more, and that's that thing about the plague cubes. It kind of helps you to remember the rule that not all the cubes will be played. Depending how many players is playing the game, that's how many cubes will be in the game itself. So I really like that they did that thing where you can keep them separate, and depending how many players is playing the game, you just dump them all if you are playing 4-player game. You just dump them all in that compartment and take them out. Once you are done with it, you just take some of them and put them back in those slots, because you never know how many players you will be playing this game. And I absolutely love little things like that when they do it. The insert is very functional. As you saw, it stores everything really nicely. There's even some extra room for other stuff. If maybe you get some wild promo or something, there's always room for it here and there to snuck it in there, snuck it in some of those compartments, and I really like that. There's enough room for everything. Yeah, it working, as I said, it helps you out to set up game much faster. It even helps you to not forget some rules, like you don't get all the lieutenants, you don't get all the components, you don't even use all the components, depending how many players you are playing, as I already mentioned. But you don't get all of your components right away, you get some of them. So it helps you out with that by separating some of those components in separate little compartment, which is absolutely awesome. So if you want your MESSINA to be well organized, if you wanted to set it up a little bit faster on a table and not forget rule or 2, then check out this insert. I wholeheartedly recommend you this one because it works really nice. So yeah, that is that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing or considering subscribing. And do join me next time when we are going to go and catch some rats and eradicate some plagues, or catch whatever, eradicate whatever. I don't know. We are going to do something crazy. And until then, pozdrav. I love games, the delicious games. Yeah. So that was insert for MESSINA from. Mention again one more thing. Mention again.